Hi, this is Lee. I'm so excited that you're here today. Jesus gave me a dream last night. We're going to talk about that dream. And I just want to say, He's certainly telling us things to come. He's warning us, He's telling us the time that we are in and what is about to happen. So let's acknowledge Him. Jesus, we thank you for sharing with us, telling us things to come. We thank you that you are warning us and getting us to that place where we can handle what is ahead. We love you and praise you. We look to you. We give you all the glory in your name. So yeah, I had this dream, and I was walking with a police officer, just walking next to him, and then suddenly he turned on me and started whipping me with his whip. And he said, "What changed your mind?" I'm not sure what that part meant, and God hasn't revealed that to me yet. But he was whipping me, and I started running. I was walking like in a gas station, like where you get gas, towards the gas station. And the next thing I remember, I was in my brother's truck with him, and I told him they started whipping me. And so it was really scary, and Jesus showed me that these things are about to happen. Just like he said in the word. He said, they will hand you over to suffer affliction and tribulation and put you to death. You will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. Now, when I'm out and about, I tell people about Jesus, and some people seem so angry about it. And I was thinking this morning, as I was meditating this, that if they had the permission, they probably would start hitting me. And I believe Jesus is telling me that that's about to happen, where because the police officers are going to hate us and whip us and persecute us, that the people that don't love Jesus are going to do the same thing. And so Jesus is saying that this is about to happen. He's warning us of things to come. And he said, many will be offended and repelled. I just read to you in verse 9, Matthew 24, verse 9. They will hand you over to suffer affliction and tribulation and put you to death, and you'll be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will be offended and repelled and will begin to distrust and desert him, who they ought to trust and obey, and will stumble and fall away and betray one another and pursue one another with hatred. And so that's what he was saying. Because of how we're treated, many are going to turn away from Jesus. And he said, many false prophets will rise up and deceive and lead many into error. And then I started thinking about what it says in Timothy. It says, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure, rather than lovers of God, because they don't want to be told what to do. That's why many hate Jesus. They don't want him to tell them what to do. But what he's telling us to do is for our good. It's good. And we have to choose good to live in his kingdom. And this is the part that stuck out to me. He said, they will have a form of godliness, but denying the power, have nothing to do with them. And it made me think of people that I know, people that are leading in church, pastors, who have this form of godliness, but they have this hatred. They don't want to be told what to do. They don't want Jesus in the church. They want to be in control. They have a form of godliness, but they're denying his power. And we're stay away from them, have nothing to do with them, because otherwise you're going to get caught up in the trap of the enemy, and you're going to be actually thinking what you're doing is right, thinking what you know is correct, but it's not. And so Jesus is warning us to stay away from them. And then in Luke 21, he said, "Be on your guard and be careful that you are not led astray, for many will come in my name," just like we talked about, appropriating to themselves the name of the Messiah, which belongs to me, saying, "I am he, and the time is at hand." Do not go after them. So that's just reiterating what we just said. And when you hear the wars and the disturbances, the disorder, the confusion, do not be alarmed and panic and terrified, for all this must take place, but the end will not come immediately. And then he told them, "Nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There'll be mighty and violent earthquakes, and in various places famines and pestilence, plagues, and contagious and infection, epidemic diseases which are deadly and devastating. And there will be sights of terror and great signs in the heaven. But previous to all this, they will lay their hands on you and persecute you, turning you over to the synagogues and prisons, and you will be led away before kings and governors for my name's sake." And this is what we read in Matthew 24 as well. This is in Luke. "This will be time, an opportunity for you to bear witness. Resolve and settle in your minds not to meditate and prepare beforehand how you're going to make your defense and how you will answer. For myself, I myself will give you a mouth and such utterance and wisdom that all your foes combined will be unable to stand against or refute. You will be delivered up and betrayed even by parents and brothers, relatives and friends, and some of you they will put to death. You'll be hated, despised by everyone because you bear my name. But not a hair of your head shall perish. By your steadfastness and your patient endurance shall win the true life of your souls." Luke 21:26 in the NIV says, "People will faint from terror, apprehensive of what is coming to the world, for the heavenly bodies will be shaken." It's going to be scary. It's going to be scary, and Jesus is telling us things to come. He's telling us to prepare our minds and our hearts to overcome, to not be afraid. Don't be afraid about what you're going to say. Don't give in and turn on him. Don't be shocked when your own family turns against you. Don't be shocked. So this time that we have to prepare is our time to get close to Jesus and know him and know that you can look to him and trust him. That was a scary dream. That was a scary dream. And until he explained it to me, I didn't understand it. And it's just a way of telling us that this is going to happen. And it's something I can understand, because when I do street ministry, I see the hatred in some people's eyes. They don't want to hear about Jesus. They don't want me to tell them that he's coming. They don't want to let go of the things of this world. And like Jesus said, if we're not careful, we're going to turn away from him and take that easier way, that way on the wide path. That seems like the way that you want to go because it seems easier. And you don't have to face up to what's about to happen. You don't want someone chasing you with a whip or spitting on you or hitting you. Remember the disciples, they all freaked out and they split on Jesus. They were with him every day. He even told them what was going to happen. We have to be in that place where we spend enough time with him that we're prepared for that. I appreciate that dream. I appreciate knowing what's going to happen. But remember, he said, not a hair on your head. Not even a hair on your head will be taken from you. He's amazing. He's in love with you. And this is a time where you got to choose, do you love him or don't you? You can't love him if you only know of him. If you haven't taken the time to be with him and settle in and know him and let him correct you and prepare you. This is what he's doing. This is why he's correcting us. This is what he's preparing us for. Things to come. These are things to come. He said the Holy Spirit would tell you things to come, and he's telling us. He's telling us what's going to happen before it happens. The dream was to warn me. It's going to get rough. It's going to get scary. But stand your ground. Don't worry about what you're going to say. He's going to speak through you. So this is a warning today. This is a warning. I feel privileged to be able to share this with you. Now, don't take it lightly. Take heed to his voice. He's coming, and he's coming quickly. He said, if you heed my voice, Revelation 3:20, I'm knocking at the door of your heart. If you heed my voice, I'm going to come. I'm going to live on the inside of you. I'm going to take care of you. Not a hair on your head will be damaged. Not one hair will be taken. Not a hair of your head shall perish. You will be hated, despised by everyone because you bear my name for its sake. You will be delivered up and betrayed, even by parents and brothers, relatives, friends, and some of you they will put to death. But remember, to be absent from the body is to be present from the Lord. And Jesus is going to give you the strength. He's going to give you the peace and the knowing of things to come. And you're going to be okay. Because this life here is temporary. You will not perish. You will live and not die and proclaim what the Lord has done. Jesus is preparing us. Have ears to hear. Don't ignore the time that we are in. Be ready. Sit with him. Know the word. Know the things that he's warned us that are going to come. In the last days, men's hearts will grow cold. If you're a Christian, I believe you're going to get treated terrible. I believe that's what he's telling us. Just like he was treated awful. They hated him, and they're going to hate you because you love him. Things are going to get worse than they already are, and he's telling us things to come. If you want to be on his side, now's the time. If you want to have life everlasting after this life, if you want to live with him forever, then you have to answer the knock. Revelation 3:20, he said he's knocking at the door of your heart. And if you would heed his voice, he's going to come and live on the inside of you. If you heed his voice. If you're ready to do that, I want to say that prayer with you. Jesus, we thank you and praise you for showing us the truth, telling us things to come. We love you. We want to do your will. We want you to come and live on the inside of us. We're going to heed your voice. We're committed to you. We need you. We want you. We praise you. We give you all the glory. We commit to you. We're not ashamed of you. And we're going to stand strong, knowing you're going to be right there to defend us, to take care of us, to rescue us. We love you and praise you. Give you all the glory. So now if you said that prayer, you are saved from damnation. Just follow Jesus. Do whatever he tells you to do. Heed his voice. Faith comes by hearing. You're going to have faith in him by hanging out with him, hearing him, looking at the word. He is his word. Thank you so much for listening today.